A man earns $250,000 a year and lives paycheck to paycheck. Another earns $90,000, owns part of several businesses through investments, collects dividends, has rental income, and sleeps well at night. Most people would assume the first man is wealthier. The numbers say otherwise. Income tells you how much money passes through your hands. Wealth tells you how much remains under your control. This distinction is where generational wealth begins. The wealth builder learns this lesson slowly. Early in his career, he believes a higher salary is the destination. Every promotion feels like progress. Yet each increase in income creates new expenses, new obligations, and new dependencies. He works harder, but does not become significantly freer. Then he notices something unusual. The truly wealthy people around him are not discussing salaries. They are discussing ownership. And ownership changes everything. Generational wealth is often misunderstood as having a large amount of money. It is not. Generational wealth is a system that continues producing value long after the original effort has been made. A successful farm passed through 3 generations. A family-owned business serving customers for decades. A portfolio of productive assets that grows while family members sleep. The money matters. The system matters more. This is why many lottery winners become poor, while some families remain wealthy for generations. One received money. The other built structures. The wealth builder begins to see wealth as a process rather than an outcome. Income becomes savings. Savings become investments. Investments become assets. Assets become systems. Systems create freedom. Most people stop somewhere in the middle. They earn income but never accumulate assets. Or they accumulate assets but never build systems. As a result, the flow of wealth ends with them. Breaking that cycle requires moving through 5 distinct stages. Most people skip the first 2 entirely, which is why they stay trapped. If you want to turn a temporary paycheck into a permanent system, you need to understand how these pillars fit together from start to finish. The first pillar of generational wealth is surplus. You cannot invest money that has already been spent. This sounds obvious, yet many high earners fail here. Consumer culture encourages people to convert every increase in income into immediate consumption. Larger homes, newer cars, more subscriptions, more lifestyle obligations. The wealth builder studies opportunity cost. Every dollar spent today loses the ability to compound tomorrow. A $1,000 purchase is never just $1,000. It is also the future value that money could have created. The Stoics understood that self-control creates freedom. Modern finance reveals the same principle through numbers. The ability to delay gratification is not merely a character trait. It is an economic advantage. The second pillar is ownership. Many people spend their entire lives exchanging time for money. There is nothing wrong with work. The problem is dependence on work alone. If income stops whenever effort stops, wealth remains fragile. The wealth builder starts acquiring ownership wherever possible. A share of a business, a broad stock market index fund, a rental property, a private investment, a business he builds himself. The specific asset matters less than the principle. Ownership allows him to participate in value creation occurring beyond his personal labor. This is leverage, a concept often misunderstood. Leverage is not merely borrowing money. Leverage is the ability to produce results larger than your direct effort. A business uses employees. Software serves millions simultaneously. Investments grow through the efforts of entire organizations. Ownership allows leverage to work in your favor. The third pillar is time. Generational wealth grows slowly enough to be ignored and powerfully enough to transform lives. A small investment compounded over 30 years often outperforms larger investments made late. This reality frustrates people because human beings naturally seek visible progress. Compounding hides progress in the beginning. then reveals it dramatically later. The wealth builder notices that wealth creation often feels boring. Monthly contributions, reinvested dividends, consistent saving, patient ownership, the activities seem insignificant individually. The results become extraordinary collectively. This is why patience functions as a financial asset. The fourth pillar is education. Not formal education alone. Economic education. The ability to understand incentives, businesses, markets, debt, taxes, risk, and human behavior. Many fortunes disappear within generations because assets are transferred without wisdom. Money inherited without understanding is difficult to preserve. The wealth builder spends years learning how wealth actually works. He studies annual reports. He learns how businesses generate cash flow. He understands why some assets appreciate while others depreciate. He develops judgment. This may be the most valuable inheritance possible. A family that passes knowledge alongside assets dramatically increases the probability that wealth survives. The fifth pillar is culture. Every family has spoken or unspoken beliefs about money. Some view wealth as something earned. Others view it as something spent. Some think long-term. Others think only about immediate comfort. Culture influences financial outcomes more than most people realize. The wealth builder decides that future generations should inherit more than money. They should inherit habits, responsibility, patience, stewardship, the expectation that wealth is maintained and expanded rather than consumed. This reflects an idea Marcus Aurelius returned to repeatedly. Focus on what is within your control. You cannot control markets. You cannot control economic cycles. You cannot control the actions of future generations. You can control the systems you build today, which leads to the final pillar, resilience. Generational wealth is not built by maximizing returns at all costs. It is built by surviving. Businesses fail, markets crash, real estate declines, economies change, families face unexpected challenges. The wealth builder designs his financial life to endure uncertainty. He avoids excessive debt, maintains liquidity, diversifies assets, keeps a margin of safety. His goal is not to become rich quickly. His goal is to remain financially strong for decades. This mindset changes every decision, because wealth is not measured by a single year. It is measured across generations. In the end, generational wealth is not really about money. Money is simply the tool. The deeper objective is creating options. The ability for future generations to choose meaningful work instead of desperate work, to invest instead of merely consume, to build instead of merely survive. The wealth builder eventually understands that the greatest financial achievement is not displaying wealth. It is creating a structure so durable that people who have never met him still benefit from decisions he made long ago. That is the difference between earning money and building wealth. One ends when you stop working. The other continues long after you are gone.